Okay, so let's zoom out for a minute. This might be the video that helps everything finally click. Because up till now, you've been feeling confused and frustrated and even overwhelmed, and I understand that. You've likely been bombarded with conflicting advice, unclear guidance, or just flat out silence from the very people who are supposed to help you. This is the real reason for the rise in this epidemic. This is the why. You've heard the what and maybe even some of the how. But this right here, this is why it's happening to you and to the world, and how the world and society and everything is creating this. This is the part that no one talks about, but the one thing that makes everything else finally make sense. The stuff we're talking about isn't just a side note. This is the nitty-gritty of how this gets created. It's at the core of why so many people are stuck, misinformed and silently suffering, and some don't even know that this is a terrible thing that's happening to them. They think it's just a normal disease. Why is type 2 diabetes exploding across the globe, especially when people don't see it coming? It's not just individual choices, it's the system we live in. And really, culturally and societally, we are at the whim of this. Number one, society rewards convenience, not health. We live in a world that sells speed, comfort, and pleasure 24/7. We've got drive-through food, screen-based entertainment, minimal movement, instant gratification, workaholic and sleep deprivation, and all of this is made to be so good and celebrated. That creates the perfect conditions for insulin resistance to thrive. We don't have to fight for our food anymore or go long distances to pick it or to harvest it. We don't even have to go shopping anymore. It comes straight to our door. That's a problem. The system is also designed to prioritize cheap and ultra-processed food. Wheat and corn. Ever heard of high fructose corn syrup? The staples of junk food are heavily subsidized by governments around the world, and this makes it cheap. And the food industry, it's engineered meals to be as addictive as possible. And I say meals, I mean packaged stuff, using just the right mix of sugar, salt, and unhealthy fats to hijack your taste buds and keep you coming back. It's not your fault. It's a perfect storm though, and they know exactly what they are doing to keep you addicted to this. It's built by industries that couldn't actually care less about your health. It's more about making a heap of money out of your choices. And just understand, you don't have to be paranoid about this, but you do need to be aware, because your choices and the decisions you make every day are taking you either in the direction of this chronic disease or in the direction of undoing it or creating a healthy system. So awareness is power. Knowledge is power. Number two, this addiction we're going to talk about is driving your behavior. Our modern brain is absolutely hijacked by dopamine, stress, and the habit loops that we create. What I call the drunk monkey inside all of us, making choices we know are bad and we do it anyway. The drunk monkey is at the wheel of our ship. We scroll instead of sleep. We snack instead of breathe. We binge instead of move. And we know it's not right. So how do we stop this? Remember, it's not because you're weak. It's because we're wired that way, unless we retrain the system, and it starts by understanding. Ironically now, your brain doesn't actually have your interests at heart. Your brain doesn't care about the rest of the body. It's constantly scanning for pleasure, not for health. And in a world where everything is instantly available, it's too easy, too convenient, and too tempting not to do it. The drunk monkey is like having a dictator in charge. It doesn't give a damn about anything else but the brain, and it's making choices for itself, not the rest of the body. Think about that. Your brain is making choices for itself only, not for the heart, lungs, the spleen, the kidneys. Think about that. Your brain prioritizes dopamine over anything else, including your long-term well-being. It's because your brain was built for survival. It's not wrong. It's not built for longevity. If you think about it, it's programmed to eat when there's food, rest when there's safety, and chase short-term comfort. It's how the brain works. It just doesn't work well with our society today. The part of the brain most responsible for this is called the limbic system, and it's the emotional, instinctual zone wired for pleasure and protection. So you need to understand this wiring. Understanding then is step one. Retraining it is where we help you undo this and where the undoing begins. The third thing is you've got to understand the medical system is built to manage disease, not to build health. You need to understand that it's not wrong. It's not really the doctor's faults either. You've got to understand me, because most of them work very hard and are doing their utmost best. Medicine is defined as the diagnosis and treatment and prevention of disease. But when you look closely, how much of modern medicine truly focuses on prevention? Have you ever heard of anyone who went to a doctor to prevent a disease? So you say to the doc, "Hey doc, I'm here for you to make sure that I live a long and vibrant life, free of disease. Can you help me?" Once they gather themselves, if you ever do this, what will they do? They will test for diseases, not tests for health. They don't know how to test for health because that's not in their paradigm. Interesting that. They will test for norms because outside of the norm is what a disease is. Just bear that in mind. Make sure you understand the system. Doctors are trained to diagnose and then treat disease, and usually with medication. Very rarely are they taught to guide people through options to undo diseases that were created through lifestyle in the first place. How many times have you heard someone say, "I was told it's genetic," and yet there was no genetic testing done, and they think that there's nothing they can do about it, and it becomes a diagnosis and a script that leaves people absolutely powerless. Let's be honest here. Chronic disease is profitable for the pharmaceutical industry. Why would they stop the system? Pills for sugar, pills for cholesterol, pills for pressure, pills for nerves, pills for happiness, pills for sleep, pills for staying awake. Bear in mind, I'm not saying medication is unnecessary. It's just made to be the only option. And that's a concern for me. Doctors are given 15 minutes with each patient and a checklist of pharmaceutical solutions, not lifestyle solutions. Lifestyle is not tracked. Food isn't discussed. Instead of solutions, people get scripts and they get stuck. Helpless, powerless, stuck. So if you feel like you've tried but you keep sliding back, it's not just you, it's the world around you. And it's a system that's kept you reactive, medicated, misinformed. But now you may be able to see it. And when you see the system and understand the system, you can choose to step outside of it. In the next video, I'll show you how we undo all of this and what makes our program unlike anything else out there. This section right here, the awareness of how we got here, is where a lot of the real work begins. When you understand the forces at play, you can then take control. This is the groundwork we build on to get you out of this stuckness, to get you out of where you are now, and to help you truly undo diabetes.